Hello, I am Jeremiah Shore, and this is for Chemistry 222. As you see, I'm wearing my ESD lab coat. Works. I don't have my other lab coat, it's at the office. Got my gloves on. Got my safety glasses, which are OSHA standard safety glasses for my prescription. I have another pair if I was in the lab at the office. So, as you see, I've got a nice solution of potassium permanganate here. This is 2 milligrams for 500 milliliters of water. In the next flask, I'm preparing two solutions. The next flask is just 375 milligrams of water. And we're going to add 3 grams of sugar, sucrose. We're going to get that, start to dissolve that real quick. And then I'm going to end up adding I need to reweigh this. It's going to be 5 grams of sodium hydroxide. That's good and started dissolved. Yes, it's not enough sodium hydroxide. Interesting bit of information. Sodium hydroxide comes in a crystal form, and it absorbs the moisture from the atmosphere and has turned my paper green. 5.1. Close enough. So, piece of paper I did have it on, just started to turn green. It's probably because of the composition of the paper, but what we're going to do is this is going to create an exothermic reaction as I start to dissolve it between the sucrose and the sodium hydroxide. That's not going to work. So we are going to have some heat. I do not have an exothermic reaction going on that I could feel. So maybe I didn't get my proportions right. It's supposed to be 375 milliliters of water. We don't have any distilled, so I used bottled water. Distilled water currently is in a shortage. And then 5 grams of sodium hydroxide and 3 grams of sugar, sucrose. And sucrose is good and dissolved. Sodium hydroxide crystals are halfway there. I can start to see, oh yeah, there's some heat going on in there. So we just keep swirling this around until we have dissolved all the sodium hydroxide. I know it's hard to see in the video. Okay, so now we're going to take our other flask, our empty one, and we're going to dump 5 cc's. Of sodium potassium permanganate. as I put this in, you'll see the colors start to change immediately to blue. So now it's dark blue, early green, and I keep swirling it around. It'll continue to change color. And now it's a light green. Now it's an even lighter green. It's hard to see. There you go. And this will end up changing through the entire spectrum. I could have done this in a much larger quantity, but I figured that it'd be easier to see in the bottom of the flask the color change. And if I didn't get the potassium permanganate solution correct, this would take a very long time to get through the color sequences. I'm starting to see a little yellow. Now we're starting to get a little yellow going in there. But the more I agitate it, the more color change is going to happen. And as I release the kinetic energy, it's going to go back to its darker color. And that's how this experiment works. Okay, I think that's a good enough example. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.